What up to the podverse and everybody sleeping in the cloud? Welcome to the Black Log, where we talk black about TV, film, music. Sometimes we digress into just strange conversations and drink coffee or hot tea, which is recommended by 3 or 4 cardiologists. The man to my left, to my right, depending on the platform you're looking at, is my co-host. His name is Ryan. He's from New Orleans, and damn it, he's my brother. Say hello to the folks out in the Black Log land.
What up? What up? What up? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening?
And you tell me, man.
I'll tell you that if you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe, like, share, and comment. And if you're on any of the podcast formats like Apple or Spotify, please give us a 5-star rating. And if you don't like it, leave that 5-star rating, and we promise that we will do better or try at least. And you can find a lot more clips on IG, TikTok, and FB, Facebook. And shout out to Tiffany Custom Creations. They will hook you up, whatever you want. They got you. eTiffanyCreations.com.
For all your apparel needs. Oh, oh, oh. You know, it's a few weeks into the new year, and you know,
We
it's
decided to do a
not
movie.
huh?
We decided to do a movie.
Yeah, we did. We decided to do a movie.
Tapped into 1982 with Richard Pryor.
I I don't know if I was. I mean, I haven't seen this movie in a while. You gotta understand. Richard Pryor. It's let me state. It's the toy. It was a movie I did pay for, and I went into it with hopes and dreams. And
I loved it
being
when
that
I was younger. When I was younger.
being that Richard Pryor was coming off a run of films that were unbelievable. He's coming off of Which Way Is Up, Blue Collar, which showed his dramatic chops. Which Way Is Up, where he plays 3 roles, which I was kind of inspired by, and which was a part and probably inspired Eddie Murphy when he did The Nutty Professor. Outside of
Coming to America.
and Coming to America, outside of the original Nutty Professor, he did Grease Lightning. The man did a biopic, a drama, and a straight up comedy.
I don't
What?
think JoJo Dancer came out before the toy.
No Grease Lightning. Ha ha. How about that, young
Oh, that
man?
was a
Wendell
biography.
Pierce, Wendell Price. That man was he was the first black NASCAR race. That
Oh,
was
that's
a
right.
real
Okay,
start.
I'm thinking of autobiography. My bad.
The biopic, yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
he
I'm
did.
thinking.
He had with Warner Brothers. He had a $40 million deal, which was unheard of. They just gave him. Just said that's how. And he was coming off
And they
stir
told
crazy
him, and they
too,
told him do toy and make sure you do Superman 3, which I liked when I
man.
was little.
Man.
Key point when I was little.
Again, he was at Warner Brothers. At this moment in time, Richard Pryor, he had his issue when he had burned himself, his fire incident, and this, if I'm correct, was the first film. No, Live on the Sunset Strip was the first film, but that was a stand up movie. But I think The Toy was may have been his first film,
Yeah,
and
I probably was around 7 when that came out. Probably
maybe
didn't see it, and probably didn't actually see it until I was 8 or 9.
and
And
it
once
was
it hit
PG.
cable, that was it.
It was PG, and we have to also remember it was a pairing of Richard Pryor, who was now, and with Jackie Gleason, who was a comedic genius, considered the comedic genius of his time. It was
I
a
like the
funny
way you
movie.
say considered.
I mean, he was funny. Dude, the dude got nominated for an Oscar, I
Yeah,
think.
that's cool.
When
He
he,
wasn't funny to me. He had funny parts in the movie. He wasn't funny to me.
I'm talking. He used to have. I'm talking about Did you watch The Honeymooners? It's not
No,
important. You
no.
did. But that was a big thing. That was a
Yeah,
big
oh, it was
thing.
a big thing. It still wasn't funny to me.
Before I go any further, the Black Log word of the week is illicit. Illicit. ELICT. It's a verb meaning to get a response from.
Elict or
E
Elici?
L I C I T. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please
I
forgive
want
me.
to spell him. I want to spell him be in second grade in Miss Lindsay's class. Just letting you know.
Slow, slow clap. I was rushing. Illicit. To get a response from. Used in a sentence, Sammy elicited a response from his wife when he said, "I'm going out." And she said, "Well, you can stay wherever the hell you going." That's what you can stay wherever the hell you going.
I had a
Illicit.
sentence, I had a sentence last week, not this week. I'll try to
Illicit.
come up with the word for next week.
Illicit. Take it into the world. Like I said, we're doing The Toy, released in 1982, written by Carol Sabisky, but it's also credited with Francis Weber. Francis Weber is a French writer. He wrote the 1976 version of The Toy. They took it and turned it into The Toy.
Oh, really?
He also wrote.
I didn't know that was
Yes,
a remake.
I didn't either, but I learned a lot when I researched this.
Uh,
He also did a show. He also wrote a movie that was remade in America called The Man with One Red Shoe. As you recall, I think it was with a spy movie with Tom Hanks. It seems like
I fake remember that movie.
the movie La Cage La Fall, which would end up becoming The Birdcage with Robin Williams and Nathan Lane. He wrote La Cage La Fall. I'm just letting you know. This man has a little cottage industry. He also wrote the French version of a movie called Dinner for Schmucks. Made it about 15 years ago, starring the guy from The Office.
Yeah, I
I can't remember
passed.
his name. Steve Martin was in it, maybe.
Yeah, I passed.
And also in
Wait,
2022,
movie or TV show?
movie.
Movie. Yeah, I passed.
And in 2022, Francis wrote The New Toy.
There was another toy that came out.
It was a French version of, and it was
Oh.
called, but it was not that toy.
They definitely kept that in France because
It
if it was
was
anything like the one in
the
'82,
new. It was
Man.
the new toy. Remember that. It was the new toy.
in the world of getting canceled, oh my gosh!
So yeah, but Carol Sabisky, on the other hand, she's written a lot of TV shows. But she also she wrote Annie. She wrote the film version of Annie, which she got a Razzie for, but she would later make up for it, getting an Oscar nomination for adapting the film Fried Green Tomatoes.
I tell you what, aside from finding out, that there was a movie that this was a remake, I swear all of those facts that you gave, mind bending boring.
You know, I make a lot of effort. I think sometimes maybe you need to keep some of these ideas to yourself. When I'm burning the midnight oil, maybe at 2 a.m, looking this stuff up, I think some things you should keep to yourself and say maybe, hey man, hey thanks, hey,
I
thank
tell
you.
you this though. I loved the toy when I was little, but boy, after watching it again, a lot more sobering this time around.
Yeah, it was sobering back then. I'm not gonna lie. But here's the kicker: the director is Richard Donner, the man who directed The Omen, Superman's 1 and 2, Lethal Weapon 1 through 4, Scrooged, Radio Flyer, Conspiracy Theory, starring Julia Roberts and Mel Gibson, because Mel starred in a few of his movies, which he was starring Assassins with Mel and Antonio Banderas, better known as Puss in Boots in the Shrek.
I tell you what, boy, he's definitely got a wide array of movies.
Yes, he does. But this one, The Toy, wow. It's like, hey man. I mean, they all can't all be winners, but this one, like, you just think,
If you don't know the toy, all I can say is Go watch
Yeah.
it.
This toy, in essence, is about a spoiled
Slavery.
young
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
a spoiled young man, a spoiled young boy who comes from wealth. He's home for a week from the military school he attends, and his father always gives him what he wants. And in this case, he wanted a man, that being Richard Pryor, and bought him in so
he
many words.
said specifically at that store, who do you want? I want the black man.
He
That's
did.
exactly what he said.
Um, like I said, it stars Jackie Gleason, Richard Pryor, and introducing as Eric Bates, the young spoiled child, is Scott Schwartz, who you would
Also
also
known
see
as Flick from A
Flick.
Christmas Story.
Christmas Story.
And for those of you who can't remember names of characters, he's the one who had his tongue stuck to the pole.
He's also known as starring with Jenna Jameson in Silver Screen Confidential, New Wave Hookers 5, and The Wrong Snatch.
So we got a movie with a kid at the time, a kid who was starred with Richard Pryor. He would go on to be known more famously as the kid who stuck his tongue to the pole, but less famous for his porn movie roles. Flick.
Flick.
He'll always be Flick to me.
I mean, at this moment, if you don't say the storyline, the elements in itself says we can make some money here. We got Richard Pryor and we got Jackie Gleason pulling on two populations that can bring this. We can make a lot of money. But then they actually got the script together and then said, "Oh, wow, maybe this is not."
No. It's good. I'm telling you, it's good.
We open with a peppy, because he's left LTD at this moment, Jeffrey Osborne.
We did. It was Jeffrey Osborne.
I want
Nice
to be
Jeffrey.
something about being a friend. Be my friend. Ow! You got Jeffrey. Be my friend. I just want to be your friend. It's just
Jeffrey. I was like, is that Jeffrey Osborne?
Yes, it
He was
is.
singing it too. He was
I
blowing.
just want Jeffrey was singing for his supper, baby. It's like Warner Brothers money.
They
I want to
they
be
told
your
him.
friend.
He said, "What? I got a song for a movie with Richard Pryor.
I want to
Watch.
be your friend. I want to be your friend."
It was such an 80s song too, bro. With
Very
such an 80s intro, bro. The long 80s intro, bro, where they show you all the names of everybody with the nice song, bro. You gotta wait. It showed you all the toys and the stuffed animals and the blocks.
See, that's the theme. We're not gonna actually show you the people. It's just a theme, a toy. Get it? The toy.
But they were on a roll with that 80s intro. Wow.
I want to be your friend.
And then they just start off kicking it at the house, brother. Playing
Man,
cards for food stamps.
Jack Brown is Jack. We find out that Jack, played by Richard Pryor, is a writer, and seems like he plays cards with his boys on a daily basis. No one has a job.
Also, later on, we will find out that not only was he a writer, but he was a Phi Beta Kappa at his college.
Yes, he was. Now mind you, I want to state this is filmed in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and
I can believe that.
I believe that it was. It was this one of the few.
I know that, but I'm just saying, looking at it back then,
it wasn't
it's like,
doubling for any other place. It was Baton Rouge. They said it's not Baton Rouge.
I mean, they did wherever he lived, wherever Bates lived was like a plantation.
No, I get that. It just Baton Rouge was not. You know, they go down sometimes Louisiana. I don't know if you know, but the second Equalizer was supposed to be San Francisco. That was supposed to be San Francisco, and they shot it in New Orleans.
Oh,
yeah. And at this moment in time, well, the first time I'd ever seen a film shot in Louisiana, well, in New Orleans, was J.D.'s Revenge, starring Glenn Turman. Uh, Also, this same year, because this is 1982, Cat People, starring Nastasia Kinsey, with this erotic thriller done by Paul Schrader, who had done Taxi Driver. They were shooting it in New Orleans, and this was a big thing because it's called Cat People, and you got the director of Taxi Driver, and
I am so happy that all I was worried about was going outside and playing football, light post to light post.
it wasn't like I was worried about it. I just remember it being a big thing. It's 1982. It was, man, that was all in the news. Nastasia Kinsky is playing in Cat People, but it's neither here or there. It's shot in Baton Rouge. Um, it's down south. We open with like I said, we learned that Richard is an author and a writer, and he can't find a job, as none of his other friends can find a job either. And his girlfriend Angela comes home, played by what is her name again? Annazette Chase. She was in a couple of films back in the day. She comes to say, your friend, your army friend, says they're taking our house. No, they're not.
That was kicks. Then he went to the but she pulled up. She worked at the low income law center.
Yes.
She had the Klan Watch van, bruh. The Klan Watch van, bruh.
She's an attorney.
She had the KKK Watch van, bruh.
As it says, she likes to fight the good fight.
And then he went out. Then old Jack.
He didn't believe her. Jack didn't believe Jack Brown, because that's in there. Jack did not believe that they were taking his house, so he went.
That's the house he grew up in. Yeah.
Yeah, and he went to meet with his friend Stanley, who was
another good 80s setting.
Tony Burton in a jazzercise class. And his friend Tony Burton, you may know him from the Rocky movies 1 through 4.
I know him. I like to remember him. Wait, what was his name in the movie? No, in Rocky.
All I know is, champ, you don't want none of this. I seen
that man. I seen you give that man, beat that man like no man ever got beat before, and he kept coming.
The great Tony Burton, boy.
Bro, that was a good scene, bro. He said, tell me the truth. I don't think it's good for you, champ.
Good luck.
You don't think I can beat him? I seen you beat that man like no other person ever before, and he kept coming.
Tony Burton.
He was so serious, bro.
Tony Burton also.
And Paulo didn't want to listen.
Tony Burton is also in the movie I'd like to do. Another movie I'd like to do. Bingo Along in the Traveling All-Stars. He's in that.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one too.
him and Mabel King. Mabel King was an owner. She was the owner of a baseball team, and Tony Burton just like, man, I don't want to sleep with this woman no more. Please, yo. He was so funny, boy. The point is, Jack went to go see his boy. He went to go see Tony, and Tony was like, hey man, you're not gonna take my house. Jack, you need to get a job.
Yes, the bank's going to take your house, Jack.
You don't own that house, Jack. The bank owns that house, and the bank will take that house from you.
He gave him a chance. He said, "Hey, you get yourself a job, and then I can work with you. Can't work with you if you ain't got no job."
I feel like this scene was so short. I feel like Tony just needed a gig so he keep his Screen Actors Guild insurance, because it's like,
hey, it's all good with me.
Come on, do this one.
I'm glad for you, old Tony. I like Tony. Tony.
Rest in peace, man. Rest in peace. Jack knows he has to go get a job, and he rides a bike around town, and you know what? It's a telltale sign of what we're going to see the rest of this.
It's a telltale sign of another telltale sign of an '80s movie where he riding with his headphones on, and everything's going on around him. He doesn't get hit by the train. He doesn't get hit by any cars.
It's very Charles Chaplin type of Charlie Chaplin type of comedy. He doesn't notice it, but I'm just saying it's a telltale sign when he goes up he goes up to play he rides his bike past this line of what has to be at least 50 people, and he walks past them and they say, "Where you going?" "I'm coming here to apply for a job." "Man, we all in line for a job. I thought you were in line for the bus." And I'm like, they're just things that just are common sense we're going to see later on in the film that just like, okay, dude, that didn't make sense for you to do that. That's not even funny. Like, even, no, not even then it wasn't funny. That's why Rotten Tomatoes has it at 58%.
Hey, Ralphie and his little brother did the same thing at the mall in the Christmas store. He walked up, he got in line. Dude was like, "Hey, kid, what are you doing?" So, "I'm going to see Santa." "The line ends here. It begins there."
You know what, man? He's a kid. They're a kid. Ralphie and his brother were kids. Jack is a grown ass man. Like I know you saw this. He goes up and he goes to another place. He goes to the U.S. Bates building and he sees a job board and sees an opening for a cleaning woman. He says, "I could do that." And as he parks his bike, we meet a woman he will see later on, Fancy Bates, U.S. Bates wife, Jackie Gleason's wife, and her driver butler, Barkley, played by Wilfred Hyde White.
Yeah.
We've seen this type of butler before. The one who has all the know all and can help you out, I guess.
We would see him later on, I believe, in the year '83 in a movie called Trading Places.
No.
What year did Trading Places come out?
He's not in that.
No, it's not. I'm talking about the type of
Okay, the
butler.
type, yeah, the type. Oh yeah, the type, yeah, we definitely see him. Jack has a beard on his face, and he meets Mr. Morehouse, played by Ned Beatty. Ned Beatty is 4 years out of getting an Oscar nomination for Network, which won an Oscar, and he's also, well, he was in what's the movie?
Superman?
He was in Superman too. He was in Superman.
Yeah, I didn't even. Hey, Mr. Morehouse.
I wasn't thinking about.
As far as Mr. Morehouse, for me, he was Lex Luthor's sidekick.
You have to understand, until Network, he was famous for being in a movie called Deliverance.
He was famous to me for being Lex Luthor's sidekick.
I know. Limited point you're talking about famous to me. I'm letting you know that in 1973 he was famous for doing a movie called Deliverance with Burt Reynolds, where they were on a boat trip and they met some hillbillies, and the hillbillies did something to Mr. Bates.
That doesn't sound good.
This is where
that doesn't sound good at all.
Yeah, you do. He was yeah. Yeah.
I know the music. I have no idea what that is associated with.
I see you don't, because
I don't know.
Until Network, he had broken away from it, and it's amazing that he could break away, because that image, it was like, no one's ever going to forget that. Like, is he going to work again? Like that type of thing. But he did work again. Network, and now he's doing this comedy. So he's already done some kind of comedy, he's done Superman and done the whole Otis thing, the whole Mr. Otis. So he was, he's done comedy like he's doing right now. He is he's Mr. Jackie Gleason, or U.S. Bates, because that's his name, U.S. The one thing about the U.S. Bates character, I never knew what U.S. stood for.
It's U.S., not U.S. What you doing, U.S.? It's U.S., not U.S. That dude was hilarious to me, bro.
Seems like he could.
They could say that all movie, bro. I laugh at that every time, bro.
Seems like he should have been able to somehow we'll find that name, but I looked around and I could not. Jack is asking for a job. He said, "What job?" "I'm here for the cleaning woman job." And you're not a woman. He said, you're clearly overqualified. Mm-hmm. You're clearly overqualified. And he says, well, you're a journalist. Why don't you apply for a job at the newspaper? And he straight up says, they're not hiring
They're not
blacks.
hiring blacks.
I was like, it's 1982. It's like
Wow. That's what we got going on. But also, they are in Baton Rouge in 1982.
But still, the way he said it, they're not hiring blacks. I was like, really? You're not hiring blacks? Like, you're not hiding this. And he's like, oh, okay. No, I'm not. And it wasn't
he's like, what are you going to do? You going to call the...
Yeah, he eventually did. He did move. He talks about his girlfriend, and
no, I'm talking about Morehouse. Morehouse was like,
Morehouse.
Basically, he was like, what are you going to do? You going to call somebody? You going to call the NAACP?
I'm saying what Jack said. Jack said, Jack says I'm going to be litigious. She's very litigious. You want to give me the job, so he gets the job, and he reports to the. And this is the crazy thing. He's a part-time cleaning woman at the department store, but he also serves food at US's house 2 times a week. It's a bizarre job. It's not adding up at all. They don't connect.
It's a way to get him in the house so that we can connect him with Mr. Bates.
Quite clearly. And they weren't even at the house. They were at the office, if I'm correct. They weren't at his house. They were at the office.
Yeah, they were.
So he goes there, and woman played Virginia Capers is the woman who runs the kitchen. She says, she looks at him like he's crazy, but she gives him a maid's outfit. Richard has a mustache. He shaved his beard, but he still got a mustache that's thick as a beaver. Looks like a beaver on his goddamn on his upper lip.
Yeah.
So he goes. He's standing there serving the chicken, whatever, because of course there's fried chicken. He's serving the fried chicken to everybody. And Jackie Gleason, we see him for the first time. He comes in, and you can tell by the way the room moves. The room moves for Jackie, for US base. They just move.
Literally.
He sits at the table.
He just pulls the table to him, bro.
Pulls the table.
So rude, bro.
He pulls the table to himself, making, everyone. It's not even an inch.
And then everybody starts like passing their food down, like really?
Yeah. And Richard Pryor is at the other end and is trying to be helpful, and he pulls the table, and it gets to a push and pull thing where they keep pulling back and forth. And Morehouse is at the other end of the table, played by Ned Beatty, I think brilliantly. And he's sitting there talking.
That's when Jackie go like this.
That was funny to me, though. He's like, me?
I will say, obviously I'm not a Honeymooners fan, but in a couple of these scenes with Jackie Gleason, he was funny kind of with his deadpan humor, because he was like, you have a lot of hair on your upper lip for
I'm telling you, that's
or whatever it is.
I am telling you, that's what that meant. What he was known for, you're appreciating, and he did it, and he Jackie Gleason did all the way. Like that thing right there was like, that was so Jackie Gleason. He's just over the top a little bit with the gesticulation and stuff like that. But he calls him over. And he says, we don't like facial hair or whatever. He says, shave the mustache, and then you're fired. So it's like, first of all, I ain't gonna shave my mustache.
I sure ain't.
I ain't gonna.
You think I'm gonna shave it after you fire me?
You're crazy. But the thing is, he walks down to the other end of the table, and Morehouse asks him how to go. He says he loves me. So he keeps his job. We see him later on
at the toy store.
Which US Bates owns, and he's cleaning up
another 80s scene with some wild stuff going on.
He's cleaning up the toy store, and Mr. Morehouse and a couple of other department heads are like, because what's his name pulls? Eric. We get to meet Eric. Scott Schwartz.
It's amazing to see how people act before they have telephones.
Yes. Oh, excuse me. He pulls up and, he's in the little military outfit and he's a brat. He's an asshole, for lack of a better word.
Yeah, he is, bro.
He's a little asshole.
Like he buku spoiled, bro. Like buku spoiled, bro. Like ridiculous.
And watching.
This is when we start with a lot of sobering quotes.
I don't know what you call them. So
I want him over there.
Yeah, because he's basically there for a shopping spree.
Yeah, he's there to get toys, but he's
there to get toys. He's there to toy. He's a shopping spree, and all the guys are fighting. Is like, I can't wait till he likes stereo, so I ain't got to worry about this shit no more. He's like,
I want the black man. It's like, okay, what?
Wait, what? You can't do that.
My dad said I can have anything in a store, and he's in the store.
It's against the law. You can't do that. He wants the one. He wants. Wait, because you know what they said? He wants the Wonder Wheel in black. No, I want the man.
The black man.
Because he's playing with this large toy called Wonder Wheel, this inflatable toy. And it was funny because he rolled, I don't know why, but I kind of laughed at him rolling around with Wonder Wheel. And then when he made a mistake and punctured it, and the air started losing, Richie was kind of funny. I've always, he says, and it was funny because he's like, the air is going out. He's like, you've never been to the zoo. You've never touched water.
He's
talking to the Wonder Wheel as
it's a rough watch, bro.
Hey, man, I'm trying to find a humor. You wanted to watch this?
Wonder Wheel. It was. Hey, I told you, man. That Wonder Wheel scene. As much as I liked it when I was younger, I was like, boy, it's a rough watch now.
That part kind of made me chuckle. Like I said, he said, I want the man. You can't do that. Why not? It's against the law. It's against the law. Jack is like, we want to buy you. What? You can't do that. No. The fact
that they questioned each other on whether or not selling and buying humans was against the law was in and of itself kind of ridiculous. Like they literally had a conversation about that.
They did. But then it's like his hands out and they stuff. No, you cannot buy me. I cannot be bought. This guy, he said this line. This got settled in the Civil War. No, you can't buy me. And they said, what is your hourly rate? I have none. And then they put a bigger stack of money.
He said, started putting money in his hand, bro.
He said, now I don't have to stay long, do I? You're gonna give a decent burial to Wonder Wheel. My hand is getting kind of light. It was like,
bro, they were just pulling cash out, bro,
everywhere. And they walk him over to Eric Bates, and he says, "This is Master Bates."
Yeah, that's pretty funny. That's pretty funny, bro. But then Eric said, "Box him up." What?
I know.
Oh,
I know.
Bro, he came in a box, bro.
Because we cut to the house and we see Eric and his German governess or nanny. The gifts arrive, and Jack is in a goddamn box with 3 holes in it and packing popcorn. He opened it up, and Jack is in the box. They packed the grown man up in the box. And the moment he gets out, he throws firecrackers at him. U.S. wants him to stay. He's shocked about it, but he wants him to stay and ask him. He did. It's like he said no, because Jack is like, and I was surprised at this. He is fighting it a little bit. It's like, no, I'm not doing this. He even calls him a little asshole. Back
in the 80s, you can call kids all kinds of things and get away with it in movies.
And U.S., he's like, well, I'm a journalist or whatever. What would you give? I'll pay you whatever you get as a journalist. And he again tells him, your paper doesn't hire black people. Like, This is crazy in 1982 that you don't hire black people.
Yeah.
Just flat
I
out.
mean,
There's nothing fight. There's like no like now it's like you could not do that today. And U.S. is trying to negotiate with Jack because he wants him this day, and it's like he calls him a little manipulative bastard. It's like
yeah.
it's
But then then the next time they met in his office, right?
yes, in which there is a large Confederate flag sitting right behind him, and I also didn't mention at the toy store is a wall of
There
Confederate
is.
flags.
There were Confederate flags all across the back.
And they come down to a whole thing where he has this
And
thing where
I wondered too. I was like, are they selling Confederate flags, or are they selling it off as the Dukes of Hazzard?
either way.
Yeah, it was bad.
Either way, it's not.
Yeah.
I knew you were gonna go there too and say, well, maybe they're pushing.
No, I wonder. I'm like, are they pushing the Civil War? I mean, are they pushing Confederate? Or are they pushing General Lee? Like, I honestly, I mean, that was, hey, you know how famous General Lee was back then.
I do. I definitely do. They agree that they're gonna pay him $2,500 a week. Again, you mentioned his he has this,
$2,500, and of course,
which is $8,100 today a week.
and of course, you know, we have another nice '80s scene with the dominoes.
Because he has this thing. He talks about his patience. U.S. talks a lot about his patience and how he has patience to do things. And he has this thing where in the 80s, a big thing was setting up dominoes.
Oh yeah,
That was just a thing.
and then watching them knock all down, and he
And
set them
some-
all up to knock them down.
And Jack knocked his down, but it wasn't intended. He never.
Yeah, he knocked it down right when he was still trying to get
Yeah.
$2,700. He was like
Yeah.
$3,000, and he knocked it down. He was like, "I'm good with the 2,500. I'm good."
So they agree to do it, and U.S. is walking through the house when he sees Fancy, his wife, his young wife, hanging upside down on what I think was an anti-gravity board back in the day. It was a thing back in the day, whatever it was. He says, "I just wanted to let you know that Eric bought him a black man, and he'll be
Now,
in the
this
house."
was funny. This was funny, bruh. She said he bought a black man. I wasn't aware that we sold them. I'm sorry, bruh. She said it so nonchalantly. I wasn't aware that we sold them. Like, wow.
Whatever it is, he said, "I just wanted to let you know. If you saw a black, I wouldn't want you to be upset or scared if you saw a black man walking in the house." And what killed me then was, and I sat there and I said, I bet this was considered sexy back in the day. When she walked away,
Oh
away.
yeah.
And
She
it had
walked
this
away.
music going on, and I wanted to tell her, I said, and if any of you, which I know you aren't going to go back and look at the toy, but if you do, you're going to go back and say, what does she
I
think
feel like
she's
somebody's
thinking
gonna
like
go back
that?
and watch the toy. Somebody's gonna go watch it.
Maybe. It's the next. Wait, it's that night, and Eric is driving a go-kart through the house and tearing up everything. They ran into Barkley, who was pushing a tray of food, and I couldn't get a help but a kick out of Barkley. He said, "You know what that is, right? Your dinner."
Your dinner.
Like, that's your dinner.
And he was like, "Man, you know that was my dinner. I don't care." Bro, he said, bro, he didn't bat an eye, bro. I don't care. He put his ass in that closet.
man, he put him in it. But
that's when they started getting cool because when US came out, he didn't snitch on him. He didn't snitch on him.
He didn't. They tried to play air hockey. Man, air hockey was the thing back then.
Air hockey was rolling back in the day. He said, remember you used to put your hand on it with the cool air coming out.
Perspective. He's like perspective.
Bro, you wanted to make sure it was on. You be like, ooh, you put the little, and you take the little puck, and you just drag it across. Like, look at that.
I just know that anytime you went somewhere, black people had to get violent. We always had to get violent with the game. You couldn't just play. It's
Right.
just
You
take
take the little thing, bro. You be putting you put it in front of in front of your goal. You be like, whoosh, 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 whoosh. And you be moving your thing around there like, come on, man, come on. And then you just got fuck. You act like it's you act like you playing
real
like
hockey, dude.
bro. You act like you Venus and Serena Williams hitting the
You-
ball
you-
across
that's
the court, bro.
It's very true. Jack, like I said, they're playing air hockey, and he learns that Eric doesn't like to. Eric loses 1 point. He's like, I quit. I don't.
Reminds me of. It just reminds me of people, man, who used to. I'm taking my ball home. How you gonna take your ball home, man? You lost the game, man. That's messed up. We out here trying to play basketball. We can't play no basketball because we won. Ain't that some?
I'm taking my ball.
We won, so we get punished.
Yeah. It was weird. Like I said, he was a spoiled little kid. Then for something, the governor said it's time for Eric to take a bath, and I don't know, just got different.
Because
Richard says
the woman
clothes.
was. He said you can't take. He was like, you're right. Can't take a bath with grown people with no clothes on. So he jumped in the water with the clothes on.
Yeah, I was like, man, just collect this $2,500. You ain't got to do. You ain't got to do all this. You ain't got to do all this.
I think with him with that part, I think that lady just got on his nerves so much that he just wanted to irritate her.
She was irritated, but she wanted to get with.
She did. She wanted to get with. She wanted to get with Jack.
I'm gonna rock your world.
She wanted some Jack.
She wanted to rock his world. So he's got the wet clothes on, and he puts on some Superman. I mean, not Superman, Spider-Man draws, and he's around looking for the dryer. And Fancy sees him and drags him into a dining room because they're having a dinner that night. And he's embarrassed. And Eric acts nice.
Oh yeah, that's when she introduced him as Eric's toy to the.
Yes.
Yeah, that was terrible, bro. Once again, bro. Sobering.
But I'm
say
glad,
the least, bro.
I'm at least glad they dealt with that. Like, that's humiliating. I'm going to leave.
They did, but they didn't really. They did, but they didn't deal with it as much as they should have.
They didn't deal with it the way we wanted to. At least with
the explanation.
They didn't deal with it the way we wanted them to deal with it, but somewhat deal with it. And Eric tricked him. Eric didn't. Yeah, he did trick him. He told me, he said, hey, man, the dryer's in here, whatever. And he triggered an alarm, and it just got worse or whatever. And then Eric pulled down a fire alarm. He's just a badass child.
Yes.
And that is one of those moments when the alarm starts, the fire extinguisher, the fire system.
The sprinklers
start spraying down on the dinner.
Yeah.
Jackie Gleason is at his best right there because he's just like, he takes out a cigarette. And he takes a lighter. He's doing this. It's like he's acting like nothing. Like there's no fire. It's like there's no sprinkler. There's not a sprinkler system dousing him. It's just bizarre. But it is classic Jackie Gleason.
And Eric thought your boy was leaving, and that's when it gets kind of weird.
Jack Brown.
But this is when it's weird because this kid fell in love with Jack within 2 days, and he don't give his pops any kind of love, bruh.
None whatsoever.
He fell in love, bruh. It took him It took him 2 days to
He,
fully submerge himself in loving Jack. Because he basically loved him from the first day he met him at the toy store. But he can't give any love to his pops.
I love this little colored. I love my colored fella. I love my little colored fella. But Jack, let me state, Jack does it. He says, I'm done, and he bounces. He goes home, and Mr. Morehouse comes over by the house with a check for $10,000.
Yeah, Morehouse, yeah.
He says, $10,000? You want to come in?
Yeah.
My girl and I were about to make love. You want to join us?
That was a pretty funny off-color joke.
It was, and he called, and then so Jack goes back, and Jack goes back, guys, like, he got like a fishing outfit on, whatever it is. He walks in, and I don't know where these people get these, I don't know where he gets a bucket of paste, whatever it is, but he drops it
I
on.
don't know what that was.
He
Was that-
looks like bad
It looked
oatmeal.
like vomit. Yeah, it looked like oatmeal.
Oh, God, vomit.
I mean, we knew it wasn't vomit, but
But he drops it on him, and it's like, it's just, I don't know, it's not funny. He cleans himself up. Your boy next morning.
he was doing. He woke up. He was doing a real '80s type workout, doing some side straddle hops.
And Barkley brings him breakfast. But
Hey, digression. Shout out to Coach Burns. When I was in high school, hey man, all we did, we came upstairs for PE, hit 10 side straddle hops. 1. After we do that, basketballs rolled out. PE.
you better than me, cause man, when we walked over there, you motherfuckers know what to do.
Yeah.
Coach would walk over.
Now, in the beginning, Coach Burns would run around the school, bruh, and we would have to run with him. And, bruh, he was lapping us. He was lapping us, bruh. Me and a couple of my boys, we might be walking around the school. Next thing you know, he just run right past you like, damn. You try to go keep up like, man, I can't keep up with Coach Burns, bruh.
On your left. We say,
Yeah.
On your left.
Yeah, he might as well have been running like Captain America.
Barkley but again, back to Barkley drops off the breakfast, and Eric spills it, and he thinks it's funny, and Jack is ready to beat his ass.
Yeah, he went into straight up whipping. Like
He's about to
lay him over his lap, and I'm about to give you that noise.
It's like, what is wrong with you? And Eric says, I love you, Jack. And I would have said, I love $10,000. I don't love you. Yeah, I don't. Because he says, I love you back. I don't love you. I love $10,000. Let's just be honest about it. And then, well, that's when Jack suggests they start a newspaper, but he thinks it's silly. And then we come to your favorite.
That quickly?
Yeah, he suggests, but Eric says, nah.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Then we come to your favorite part of the movie. They go fishing. And Eric speaks of the piranha.
Piranhas, bruh? Yeah. Piranhas was a thing in the 80s, bruh.
Piranhas were a thing in the 80s. They were a thing.
Piranhas were a thing in the 80s. Outside of, somebody falling in the water. I mean, you go back to The Last Dragon. Did The Last Dragon have piranhas? Or was that just something else, like a monster?
Yeah, no piranhas. They're in New York.
Was it a monster?
Maybe, but there were no piranhas in The Last Dragon.
Well, piranhas always seem to end up somewhere in the early 80s, bruh. But, bruh, he ran across that water, bruh. That was funny, bruh. I'm sorry. I don't care what nobody says, bruh. He was like, piranhas? Oh! Back to that Damon Wayans, bruh. Acting scared. Oh!
That was Richard. It worked early movies, but when it's after the fire, it was just a little bit different. Just hit a little different. Suddenly, they see Morehouse, and Morehouse is drunk. Morehouse is sitting by the river. He got a bottle of alcohol, and he is out of it. And it's like he finds
he found he had to fire somebody.
What happened? He shook U.S.'s hands, and they were sweaty. And U.S. said, his hands are sweaty. Fire.
I'm gonna tell you something about this movie. Is that when I was younger, you know, at the end of the movie and everybody, it was a happy ending. When I really look back at the fact that when I was 7 or 8 or whenever I saw this movie, that I was like, U.S. has really changed. He didn't. He didn't. He did not.
He did not. He really didn't. He was still.
I really, at the end of that movie, when I was young, bro, I was like, Mr. Bates really gets it now. Nope, he doesn't.
Don't get goddamn
He
thing.
doesn't.
Doesn't get anything.
He doesn't get it.
Now, watching Mr. Morehouse go through all this, Eric says, let's start the newspaper. And they can get everyone to talk to him about his dad. This is so bizarre to me. It's like, that man is giving you $10,000, Jack. This is the part where you say, look here, kid. we gonna fish and we gonna do this shit this week. But you ain't messing up my money.
Well, he was down for it because he wants to be a writer so bad and write
I
newspapers.
definitely understand wanting to be a writer, but writing about the man that is giving you $10,000. This is what I mean about there. Parts of this film is like, wait, nah. Like, y'all, there's a little laziness here. Help me understand this. And then for some reason, Eric suddenly gets into a conversation. He wants to talk about draws.
The birds and the bees, huh?
Some little girl named Megan.
Then he started getting all up in Jack business, bro.
What you do?
What you do? When... None of your damn know, ain't that?
And your
This
goddamn
is what I do.
On
the other hand, just as a person meaning Richard Pryor, he had a hell of a nerve trying to tell somebody to be celibate. Hey man, you need to wait until you love him, man. Richard. Let's back up from Jack Brown. Let's just look at Richard Pryor.
I mean, this is Jack Brown. This isn't Richard Pryor.
Yeah.
This is Jack Brown. This is not. This is Jack Brown. This is not Richard Pryor. This is Jack Brown from Baton Rouge.
Oh, yeah. And this is also, they started interviewing people. And they interviewed.
You got to admit, first they went to, they sat at dinner with the U.S. and the wife.
That's what I'm talking about. They interviewed them, and that story, not very appropriate.
It just got weird. It got really.
Yeah, that story was like, when you listen to that story as a grown man, bro, you like, you really telling this story?
He told.
Not only are you telling this story, but you're telling it to a kid too.
He cleared the room of all the adults so he could tell this story about how he met his wife at a bar.
To a grown black man and a little kid and his son.
And how he met his wife who had propellers on her nipples, and I'm like,
and then talks about how he basically bought her new breasts. Really?
Yeah. It's just crazy. And
talking about plastic surgery back in '82. That's wild.
Then they start talking about doing the
digression.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of plastic surgery, have you noticed? And I think, and I know you don't watch these type of shows. The only reason I see the shows is basically because my wife might be watching them or something. They might be on TV.
Don't you blame your wife, Ricky Bobby? Don't you blame your wife? That's you.
No, for real. Like the housewives or the not even the housewives or the rap, the Miami shows, the reality shows, right? Everybody looks the same, bro. And it finally dawned on me that everybody has Botox. Botox is normal now.
I live in Los Angeles. It's so normal.
I mean, it's normal outside of Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And the only reason I knew is because, or the only reason I realized it was because it finally dawned on me that I keep looking at all of these people who I think look alike, and they aren't the same person. I'm like, wait a minute.
These
are different people.
There's so many
women. They just look alike.
There's so many women here who you can clearly see are trying to look like a Kardashian. You can
Yeah.
so big. Um. So yeah. Jack and Eric, they become Scoop and whatever editor and lead reporter, and they start interviewing everybody. We find out Ruby got fired because she didn't even hire Jack, but she got
Bruh.
fired off the
She
job.
got hired. She must have got fired for giving him that outfit.
Probably.
It was funny too because when she came in there, he was like, "I don't know what Morehouse thinking about." Remember that? She
Sure
was
did.
basically like, "I don't know what Morehouse thinking about, but oh well."
Oh well, I'm just doing my job. Eric, they're talking to everybody. You know, one of the '80s montages. Really?
Put the music.
Oh, really? I didn't know
Now
that.
this would have been a good time for that Jeffrey Osborne song.
I'm getting information. I'm getting information with my friend. I'm getting information. We working together.
Hey, you know, would have been a good song too during that montage. Luther Vandross.
No.
Never too much, never too much, never too much.
No.
Bow, 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 bow. You don't think?
It might have. Oh, maybe.
I
Guess what?
urge you. I urge you.
I'm
Go
not
back.
gonna
Go
I'm not
back
gonna
and
go
look
back
at
to the
that
movie.
part
Not gonna-
and while you playing it, and I do this. Go back and watch that part. Put on
Don't
some
make me.
headphones.
Don't make me.
And just put on real loud in your ear. Put on. I
Wait,
can't vote
no.
yourself, but
Wait,
heaven
no,
love me.
wait, like a little kid. No, don't make me do that. Don't make me go back and watch that again. Please,
Never
Ryan.
too much, never too much, never too much.
Oh man. But they get their information and they decide, let's go print this at my dad's newspaper. Let's go print the paper there.
And he got arrested.
he got, but he went. He and the kid go down there. So you knew you were going to break in with to your boss's newspaper with your boss's son. For you're risking the $10,000 you're getting at the end of this week to break into a newspaper, and of course, a black man with a young white boy. The man looked at him all funny. You knew
In
he was going
1982.
in 1982. I mean, that's like if you,
Jack Brown might have been a Phi Beta Kappa at college. He was not a Phi Beta Kappa in life.
sure wasn't, cause that's like now in '82. If you saw a black child with a white person, it's like, hey, where y'all going? Or you saw a black child with a white person? Oh, you know what? A black.
Today?
No, not today. But I'm just
Oh,
saying.
back
Back
then?
then, you're like,
Yeah, you might look.
hey, where you going?
But you know what the funny part is? You would probably look, and the most you would say is, "Oh, look at that! That's finally we got some type of racial harmony, man. Look at that.
Yeah.
That is exactly what we look like. Oh, look at that, man. They treating that black kid nice, not knowing that he's walking like looking at us like, it's got a gun to my back. What?
He has a white van with candy in it.
He has he has a knife sticking in my back. Can you please save me?
but in Baton Rouge, and man, look here. I saw a black man outside the paper with a
Yeah.
young white child.
Bruh. 1982 in Baton Rouge, bruh. He didn't get killed, bruh.
I think you need to get on that right now. I think you need to get on that right now.
Let me tell you something. I remember digression. I remember we went to, and you know about this. Rest in peace, Tony Basley, our cousin, came from LA. And we went to where were we? We went to that was when our reunion was in Lake Charles. And I remember Dad and I got to the reunion because Mama stayed back. And man, Tony was like, "What's up, cuz?" Said, "Oh man, I ain't seen you in a long time. We gotta go. We gotta go buy some liquor and blah 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 blah." We had to go to Beaumont, Texas, to get the liquor. Why we had to go to Beaumont, Texas, I have no idea,
Cause it's
bruh.
close.
You know how fast Tony used to drive, bro. We went bought like a couple of cases of brew, and I remember this. It was my freshman summer, like my freshman year of college. That summer after my freshman year, bruh. We were driving back. Tony was driving that rental car. Tony was like, "Oh man, it's a rental car. I don't care, man. It's fine." But he was driving so fast, bruh. You could hear the bottles, bruh, breaking in the. I'm like, bruh, like we're wasting, like all this trip, like we're wasting it, bruh. Like we won't even be able to drink these beers once we get back to the reunion. And of course, we got pulled over by the cops. And I'm sitting over there like, oh my lord, we are in between Lake Charles, Louisiana, and Beaumont, Texas, home of Footloose, the original. I am
Um,
not going to. I am not going to make it past 18,
Now I gotta cut loose, foot loose, stick up my Sunday
bruh,
shoes.
bruh. And cop came in the car, and I was like, "Oh God!"
We
And
gonna
Tony was
die.
just as nice. Tony was just as nice, man. He was like, "Oh yeah, sir, I'm so sorry." Blah 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 blah. And I'm sitting up there like, all these bottles have broken in the back of this trunk, and this car literally smells like beer because everything is smashed in this car, bruh. But they gave him a ticket and let us go.
And I gotta cut loose, foot
Yeah.
loose.
And the funny part, when we drove off, bruh, Tony was like, "Oh, cuz it's all good, man." What?
No, it's not.
No, it's
No, it's
not.
not. No, it's not. We are down south. It is not.
It's like, bruh, we are in Lake Charles. We are between Lake Charles, Louisiana, and
We're not
Beaumont,
in Lake
Texas.
Charles. We're not in Beaumont, Texas. We're in between. That's
That's even
purgatory.
worse, bro. We are in sundown territory right now.
We're in purgatory, my friend. This is not. You don't
Can we
understand.
please get back to this hotel before the sun goes down?
Please, please. Oh my God. But like I said, he goes to jail. And then they make a prison break. There's just so many things in here that
And
just
he never did get caught either for that prison break. 80s, 80s.
he's a prison break.
That's 80s for you, bro. You could break out of prison and nobody find you. You just
Then
go
they
back
go
to
back.
normal
Then they
life.
they get back. They print out the papers. They give it out. They give out this slander. They find out about it. He gets
Was it
more.
slander or
It
was
wasn't
it
slander,
just?
but Morehouse brings them up to the office, and U.S. tells them like you got to collect all thousands of the papers you handed out, which that's not going to happen. There's
I'm
not.
sitting there like, how do you expect him to even
Those
find?
papers are gone. Yeah,
Like
why would?
like if you just think about the last two papers they gave out,
Yeah,
he was like, here you go, and
they're
they were
good
like,
as gone.
oh,
They're gone.
it's like, what are you
You're not.
talking?
You may not find one. You better hold on to the one that's in your hand because I don't know if we're gonna find another one. And U.S. lets them know the reality of life, or at least lets Eric know what the reality of life is. It's
Literally
like
reality.
he said, "This is real." He said, "Morehouse,
Pull your
drop your
pants down.
pants, pull your
Drop your
pants."
pants.
And he pulls his pants down. He stands there with his drawers on, and he says,
That is reality. Right? He pointed. He said, now Eric, that
"It's reality."
is reality.
It's like, whew. And then he proceeds to offer Jack a
Oh,
job.
and what are you gonna do, bro? You gotta pay bills.
And that's what he basically told Eric. He's like, look, man, I got bills to pay, man.
Like, think about this. He got $2,500 a week, and he still was like, "Hey, man, like,
He got $10,000. He needs $10,000
yeah."
to pay off
Well,
that house.
the $10,000 took care of the house.
Yeah. Um, and you know,
Can you imagine the taxes he had to pay on that money?
but he told him like that later is him and Jack and the kid are walking around, and he's explaining. It's like, hey, look, he trying to talk about, look, man, I got bills to pay. I got a
Yeah.
job, and there's a party later at the house, which there's a backyard party which kills me, which is basically for the Klan.
Oh,
There,
it's not basically, it is.
it's for the Klan.
And this is where I go back to, at the end of the movie when I was 8, I was like, oh man, Mr. Bates gets it. He's no longer dealing with the Klan tricked him. No, they did not trick him.
No, they
In
didn't.
fact, he literally said, got to keep this under wraps. Can't let anybody know that this is a fundraiser.
For the Klan.
So he was down with the Klan, bruh.
He was.
If not a card carrying member.
And Eric and Jack are on go-karts and tear the house up, tear the backyard party up, and it turns into a pie throwing gag or whatever.
And
But-
then of course, we got to find out about, black person not being able to swim because he falls into the water, and Richard Pryor can't swim. He said, I can't swim. He just goes, it's whatever.
But he still he saves. He can't swim, but he saves. If you notice, he's standing up in the pool. It's like you're standing. He saved Jackie Gleason, he drives his golf cart into the pool, and Jackie he saves U.S. Bates in 4 feet of water, and later on after they dried off and all this other stuff, U.S. Bates said, "I want to thank you for saving my life. You're the saddest man. I want to say you're the saddest man I've ever seen. If you didn't know how to stand up in water.
Yeah, really.
Put your feet on the ground.
In his pool, might I add.
In his pool. Have you ever been in your pool? It makes no sense.
And that's why I put down here is that the only reason I specifically said, although I did not really need to write it, the only reason he liked that black man is because he saved him.
That's it. That's what got you. And Jack, U.S. is cleaning off a rifle when Jack enters, and he points the gun at him. It's the next day, and U.S. is bringing Eric back to school, and he's in the back of the limo, trying to make plans for, I guess, the summer.
Yeah.
He's telling an 8-year-old, we can go to Europe or London or France. And it's like, you don't have to go to that camp. We can go to Europe. Like you're telling an 8-year, look, if you took the kid to Pontchartrain Beach all summer, he'd be happy down in New Orleans, but you're going to try to take him to Europe.
I think I see so many kids now. I hear about kids now having these experiences that, I don't know what to think about it now, even thinking about it back then. Like, they get to go to, like, I went to, obviously, France and Spain because Gregory Junior High went to France and Spain. I still don't know how. I still don't know how on earth Gregory Junior High was able to bring a class to Spain and France.
They did.
Like, I will never understand that and how I got a chance to get on that flight. But
You can never appreciate it as an adult.
as a child,
You can't appreciate it as a child.
I do remember the Eiffel Tower, but the rest of it,
Maybe. You can't help it. The Eiffel Tower is a monument, so I get that. U.S. is, and they're in the, but back to the story. They're back in the limo, and Jack, U.S. is trying to explain the money he's making for him in the future. And Eric is like spewing back Jackisms to him. U.S. is trying to be a dad. And they get to the airfield and they're going to get on the private plane to send him back.
he runs away.
He runs away.
I want to know how he got so far.
Man, I don't even know.
Unless they live right by the airport.
I mean, that's where you put a lot of black neighborhoods by the airport.
I'm gonna tell you what's funny. I'm gonna tell you what's funny. When I looked at it, for a minute, I thought that was the airport by Lake Pontchartrain.
No, but I get it. No, but I
For
get
a second, it kind of looked like that area. Like, did they film this in New Orleans?
They did not. It's all Baton Rouge. U.S. They make Jack arrives at
I
Jack. No,
love you,
Eric arrives
kiddo.
at Jack. He arrives at Jack's. I love you, kiddo. Do you really love him?
I love you, kiddo.
I don't think so.
And
I
I
really.
love you too, son. I love you, Dad. I love you too, son. Shut up.
Well, Jack directs him. It's like Jack the one telling him, say your dad is really trying. How do you know he's really trying? You home with your $10,000. You don't really know. You just saying stuff.
I mean, he noticed at the very beginning of the movie it was something that Eric said that made him think like, you and your dad don't really get along too much.
At all.
Your dad doesn't speak to you much, does he?
No. But in the end, US is still racist. But he decides, I'm going to give you a week with Jack and a week with me. And then everything's all good.
And then it ends 80s style. Woman pulls up. Hey, I heard some good stuff you did with Eric, and we were hoping if you can spend a week with our son. And of course, the kid pops up with his little Cub Scout uniform on, and he's like, "Blow it out," whatever he says. You suck it. He puts the little what is that called? A little suction cup on your head.
Suction cup on your head. Called suction cup on your head. That's what I call it.
And then of course he ran. He was jumping over the line, jumping over the line, jumping over.
Brian, God.
And they sped it up.
Oh God. The end.
Yeah.
Oh God. Let me tell you something. The Black Log is sponsored by Fade to Black Funeral Homes. Death is a part of life, so put life into your loved one's death at Fade to Black Funeral Home with tattoo artists, t-shirt printing on site to commemorate your loved ones. Fade to Black. You can't do anything. You could not give any life back to the toy. Let me tell you something.
No.
Fade to Black couldn't do.
No.
You could bring Soul Rebels and the Rebirth Brass Band, and you could not do anything for the toy. You can't. You just can't. Yeah.
I will say, I don't know, did we even talk about this? Did we talk about it before we started the show or after? Once we got into it? That quote, bro. She said, I don't know, you ass. It's US. Not US.
Gleason has his moments, bro. He does. He has his moments, though. It's like, and yeah, Gleason says at the end, he said, you can call me you ass. At the end.
And the funny part was he never called him you ass.
He never did. Yeah, he never called him that. Like I said.
I'm going to tell you what happened. You want to know what happened? I think that joke in particular got so much laughs on set. They were like, we got to put this in at the end. Jackie, need you to tell Richard at the end to tell him that he could call you ass, but it's only for him.
The two things in this movie that they said, this is funny. It's the domino thing.
And the piranhas.
No. They did the domino thing 3 times. That you ass joke was about 3 times too. They just
you can't do the piranhas 3 times though.
You can't. You can't.
You can do the dominoes 3 times. You can't do the piranhas 3 times.
Yeah, because you're just stupid if you go back into the piranha water 2 more times.
Yeah.
Woo, man.
This
was hard.
I had
I felt like work.
I had what are called, you called them racist quotes. I called them sobering quotes because listening to them now, they were very sobering, knowing that this was in this movie. Although I will say again, that line where he said, where Fancy said, he bought a black man? I wasn't aware that we sold them.
Jesus Christ.
But when she said, there's a real live black man in this house? Wow. Is he on display? Like, is he an animal? Also, when they were in the toy store, he's human. He's not for sale. He's not a toy. No.
No, no, they're all just very.
And I also wrote this quote, and I guess at the time I figured that I would remember who said it, but whoever said, the Klan really appreciate. Oh, that was that senator. He said, the Klan really appreciate what you're doing for us.
Yes, the glad that one, and the other one for me was because when Jack went for the job as the woman for the cleaning woman job, Morehouse said, "It's that hard out here." And he said, "Yes." And then it flipped it on him because when Morehouse dropped his pants, it's like that is reality. And
Bruh.
Jack walked by him and said, "Is it that hard out here?" Yes, it is. It's like, oh my God. And just the fact that U.S. said, just wanted to warn you, there's a black man that's going to be in the house. I didn't want you to be startled.
Just wanted to warn you. So that means that if you just got some random white guy walking through the house,
Don't. It's nothing to worry about. John Wayne Gacy, or he's a serial murderer. Oh, he's walking. It's okay. It's okay.
leave him alone. It's fine.
It's a black man.
What a silly Negro.
Yeah, a black man. Kappa Chi, Kappa Chi, my
No.
friends.
No, it wasn't Capricorn.
I don't even know. I just felt like singing
Constance Fry.
that.
Constance Fry. Anytime you go.
Constance, you're a whore. Did you know that? Constance, he just called you a whore.
Bruh,
You know what? I'm sorry. We're digressing into just stuff about trading places that makes no sense to you all. So we apologize.
Fry. And they were like this too. They went, anytime you go.
The equivalent of that today would be a young lady on Instagram talking about getting their back broke, getting their back blown out. I guess. I don't know. That's it.
Yeah, it's time to end this show.
I mean, what he did, man, it's kind of unfair to Constance or Connie. I don't know. Yeah, this show hurt. This was like work. I'm not gonna lie. This show was work. This watching that movie was work. You just like there's so many times you'd be like,
There's so many times for me, I would be looking, I would go like this.
"Who you looking at? Wait, who you? Wait, who you looking?"
That's the thing. I'm kind of looking around like, was I the only one who saw that? Or did somebody see me watching this?
Jesus Christ! Oh my God, man. Hey, man, it's been work. I can't. I'm not gonna say it's a little work. It's a little work on this one. But we
Can't
coming
wait to do
back.
Soul Man.
I don't know if I'm ready for that. I really don't know if I'm ready for that because at least I saw the toy. I've never seen Soul Man, and I don't know if I'm prepared for that
Be
because
prepared.
no, I've never seen Soul Man, and I'm concerned. I'm not gonna lie. He
You
has
gotta get a chance to see James Earl Jones go, you found out what it is to be black.
No, he found out.
You found out something that I cannot teach you. You found out what it feels to be black.
James Earl Jones was in there. Oh God, stop! Just make it all. Make it go away. Make it
Ray
go.
Don Chong was in there. When I was younger, Ray Don Chong, man. Ray Don Chong. Loved it.
Until
Wait.
then,
Ray Dawn Chong, I think.
Ray Dawn.
Yeah,
Chong.
D-A-W-N, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But many people say Ray Dong Chong, and it makes no
Yeah,
sense.
it's just like, you know what, for, oh God, what's that saying, man? For, I can't think of it. I wish I could I can't think of it, but for years when I was younger, I thought it was, something totally different. Hopefully I'll remember it next show.
Maybe. Until next week, I'm Rod. This gentleman is Ryan.